and he does live with his mother. She lives there in the house with him.
Right.
I think one of the conditions, as I recall, he can't drive.
Can't drive.
Another condition, as I recall, as best I can recall, was that only persons related to him were to visit.
Right.
So we've subsequently had a discussion about some repair people coming there, and I think the court said that was fine. If something was broken and needed fixing, they could come there for the sole purpose of providing that service.
Right.
What
There have been
else?
some discussions about him going to his car washes in Clarksville, which was denied.
I believe that's correct.
All right. And I think otherwise he was primarily confined to home unless he had permission from Mr. McGregor or the court. In fact, you filed a motion specifically allowing him or asking for permission to him to go to the dentist one time, as an example, and an order was entered allowing him to go to the dentist.
Yes, sir.
So my concern is that in the last several days, beginning on Sunday, he was at the Los Fuentes restaurant. He was on September the 12th at various car washes in Clarksville and various downtown Clarksville locations. On September the 13th, he was at both McDonald's and Planters Bank. On September the 14th, he was on Goins Drive behind Hopkinsville High School. He was also here at the Justice Center. This morning, he was at the Justice Center, and he also was at Planters Bank today. It would seem to me that that would constitute multiple violations of the conditions of his release. Unless what?
He had permission from Mr. McGregor.
Well, if he had permission from Mr. McGregor didn't tell me, and that's a concern. I'm not interested in violating Mr. Orten's conditions of release today because, and the sole reason because, I intend to proceed with this trial on October the 6th. And I understand that the next several weeks are very critical in terms of the preparation of the defense, and I understand that the preparation of the defense is compounded significantly if your client's incarcerated. But I am concerned about this, and part of my concern stems with the history that I have with Mr. Orten, who has, in my history with him, repeatedly demonstrated that he is not always compliant with court orders, the orders of this court specifically. And so I'm concerned about that, and I just want to give Mr. Orten a warning that if he violates the conditions of his release going forward, then I am going to issue a warrant and he will be incarcerated until the time of the trial.
Judge, if I might ask, I wasn't made aware of any of these violations, or we would have...
Well, I wasn't made aware of them until today, and it wasn't, I was made aware of them through someone who was diligent and able to access this information. You know, there's a computer program that monitors the movements of persons who are on GPS ankle monitors. It is of great concern to me. I understand the Commonwealth's concern, but I'm not going to revoke him today, but I am going to, as I said, advise Mr. Orten that if there are any violations in the future of what I consider to be the very clear conditions of his release, that a warrant will be issued and he will be incarcerated until the time of his trial.